And I told the beginning class, the time to fluff it and fix it is not when you're halfway through, it's when you have it hanging on your front door. You know, or if you're giving it to somebody, hang it on the wall or hang it on an interior door where you work. And I have a wreath hook on I have a kitchen door, and I have a wreath hook on the inside of my kitchen door, so I can close the door and hang it up and figure out where I need to add or tweak or, you know, fine tune something, and then that.
They should run out of doors in her house before, because she's got all these rings.
Are you addicted to decorating?
You need to build it.
Well, there you go. Now I'm going to show you how to do the daisy sunflower, just the technique, and I really don't have the right mesh. This might work.
Do you need any red or brown?
Exactly right.
Red would be pretty.
Tina, do you have, I think I saw some white mesh in one of those boxes. Is there a chance? 10 inch. I'll let Jimmy dig for it. So, yeah. It won't matter what color base you use. It's good if it coordinates. Like if you're doing yellow and you can't find a yellow frame, then it doesn't really matter. And another thing is you can paint these with any paint that's designed for plastic. You know, like spray paint, like Plastic Coat or Fusion, or all. There's a number of different brands. You know what? I'll make it work.
I think it's pretty.
It's
I've
not
got
gonna
some
be,
of that.
I want that.
It's not gonna, that's pretty mesh.
Actually,
It is. This is snowball mesh. It's actually for Christmas.
I bought some of that because I didn't know why. Thought I might need it.
Oh, I used a lot of it last year.
Did you? Well, I was just getting started last year.
Yeah, no,
So for the flower, we're just gonna call it a flower because it really, I've made lotus flower centerpieces like this just by flipping the petals over. So they're all curled up. 2, 3, 4.
so those you cut about
Square, isn't it? About square.
Square.
12.
A little bit larger than a square, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
see, it's made with that.
Oh, cute.
7.
I've got the snowman.
If I don't do it start to finish, you won't really get it. So,
You worry about everything.
How many pieces does that take? 12.
it's gonna take 24 pieces. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. A little ways to go.
How many pieces are you cutting?
Okay, 24, and that's my last one. So,
For the 10.
and I will use it quicker than, it took more time to cut it.
No,
than it'll take
lean as
to
far
use
as you need to.
So you lay it on the
And if I
table,
need
curly side down, and you go from corner to corner.
Yeah.
And pinch pleat.
Yes.
So you've got that. Then you basically do that, and those are petals,
Yes.
right?
That's great.
So you go around the outside edge.
You're not coming in the. You're coming in the middle of the two.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the middle. You do the outside edge first. And then
I mean, in the very center of the petal.
Um,
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Never mind. I answered
I'm
mine.
not sure. I didn't quite follow your question.
That's
but
okay.
What I'm doing is I'm stacking two, one on top of the other.
Got it.
You didn't twist it either, you just.
That's what I was
Just
trying to
twist
get
it.
at. Yeah.
No, you just pinch it to one side a little bit so that the petals, instead of being side to side like that, are
Okay.
more you see they end up like that, but the next ones overlap like this. So it all falls into place. And once you've done a few and get your dexterity up, then you can do 2 at a time in, and that makes it even faster.
But they're not stacked on top of each other, they're kind of
No, they're
next to
side by
each other.
side. So
So you're doing 2 in each?
doing 2 in each
On
set
the
of ties.
outside.
And see, I did that, and I'm gonna lay this one down and start at that corner and just do it right up against that. So you have, see how they're just side by side. And as you're going around, they overlap each other. See?
Okay.
And with the paper mesh or the poly burlap, they look exactly alike at a glance. Obviously the poly will hold up much better, and they're basically the same price.
I'm sorry, did you say you cut those about 10 inches? Okay.
This is basically a square. There again, if you're a real OCD person, you can measure it. You can spend all day long in your craft room, avoiding your husband.
No, I've never.
You know, my mom and dad, my dad restored old cars, right? And so my whole, probably from the age of 9 until I left home, I spent a lot of time in the garage with my dad, working on cars. And my mom was a seamstress, and she crocheted and cross stitched and did all the needle crafts. And she had what we would now call a lady lodge.
She shed.
A she shed. And she did. And it was like a 12 by 24 building with windows and heat and the whole, air conditioning. And she had like her serger machine, her overlock machine, her sewing machine. She had, shelves and drawers full of fabrics and all the girl stuff. And if I wanted to spend any time with my mom, that's where I ended up. So I learned how to sew too. But when my dad got through restoring the car and needed the upholstery done, I was the one who did it. But yeah, when my dad stopped restoring cars, my mom started spending a lot more time in her she shed. When he retired, he said, "Well, aren't you going to retire so we can travel the country?" And she said, "My God, if I had to spend 2 straight days in a row with you, I'd kill myself." Absence makes the heart grow fonder. They had a great marriage, but the key to it was having enough time away from each other to appreciate each other when they were together.
That's me and my husband.
Okay, so I've done the whole outside edge.
That's so
So
pretty.
now I'm just going to do the inside the same way,
You're doubling that also?
doubling these up, and then there's only 5 sets of ties around the inside edge. Now, before I start, these right here, you can just bend them down, right? Lay them down so that they end up under the next layer of petals. You can stick them back through the frame if you want to. You can also start by doing some green ones like this scattered around so you have leaves sticking out from behind.
Do the green ones the same way?
Yeah. If you cut them a little bit bigger, a little bit longer, and go at a sharper angle, they'll end up a little bit longer sticking out. So you see that tip of the petal of the leaf. I'm gonna hide these before I go too far.
Got those twine you hiding those.
I'm done with them.
So you're just using the outer and the inner, you're not using the middle?
Well, see, now I've got these 4 sets of ties on the inside, and as I layer them up, these will cover what's underneath. And it ends up looking pretty finished, actually.
If you're using a form and use chenille sticks, well, sometimes we have to do that. Well, what if they don't have available?
Just put it to you this way. These are designed for deco mesh work.
But what if they don't have them? What if they're out of them? And we want to make
Out of them?
No, I mean, maybe a color here or
Maybe a
there.
color, okay. Then you
We
get,
try really
you
hard.
get some plastic coat paint, and you paint it the color you want. Here's the thing,
Oh,
it's
okay.
already set up for you. It costs
Yes.
less money than buying the raw materials and taking
Okay.
an hour to set
Gotcha.
up a frame. These are evenly spaced. You try to put ties on a wire frame and then we'll slide around it.
Yeah. Okay.
I've seen people make them with zip ties. You know, and they'll make a puff and they hold it and they're struggling and they get the zip tied in
Yeah.
there and they zip tie it on. And then they make a puff and they hold it and they're struggling to get the zip tie and
Okay.
zip tied on. And it just, it's like, why are you putting all that extra effort into something that's supposed to be fun?
Okay.
And you can take all the fun out of it by making it hard to do.
Sorry.
But yeah, and also we make and sell the work frames too. I try not to promote it. I understand sometimes, you know, but
Well, like if you have to do one in a hurry. But you can spray
But
paint?
if you're planning ahead, if you think,
Yeah,
if you
we-
say, now we make work frames in all kinds of shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
We don't always, they don't sell like the standard ones do, but Jimmy and Tina can get you an oval work frame or a square work
Okay.
frame. You know, it may not be, we only do those in limited colors. They're typically brown and green and white.
Okay.
If you want a heart shape, you want to do Valentine's Day. If you want a cross,
I did the
crosses.
cross, it's beautiful.
We just released a horse head shape,
Wow.
and I've got videos of it.
You make the snowman with the hat.
Make the snowman.
I
with
got
the
that one
hat.
last year. but I
Matter of
haven't
fact, I
done
think they've got some of those on order.
it. Well, now what about that one that's kind of bumpy and rustic looking?
Oh, the tree branch.
Yes.
Oh, the twig work. Twig
Yes.
works, yeah. Make
I
that.
love
And
that
that one
one.
comes in all shapes.
Ah.
Doesn't come in heart, comes in squares, rectangles, ovals, and rounds.
Okay.
We make Christmas tree shapes. We make round balls.
Mm-hmm.
But Jimmy gets an order from us every, maybe about 6 weeks on the average, every month, 6 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it's longer between, but they can get you some
Okay.
if you want specifically. And they're not, they're a little bit more expensive because they're an odd shape or whatever.
Well, I like the tree bark one.
The
I
tree
really
forms.
like that one.
He
The
was
tree
so
forms, the best tree forms are the 24-inch tree forms. They're the right size to go on a door.
Oh, these are you talking about the round ones?
No, I'm talking about a Christmas tree shape.
Oh, no, this is a round one that's,
Like a half tree kind of thing.
no. It's kind of mossy looking. That must not be yours.
She's getting it again. She's seen
I've
all
gotten
kinds
it
of stuff.
I've gotten it from y'all before.
What is it again?
Are you talking
It's
about?
kind of
You've been buying
mossy
your deco
looking.
mesh on Mars, haven't
Yeah,
you?
but is it just like the?
It's a ring, it's a wire ring, but it's all kind of mossy looking, and where you have the,
The Chanel's been looking things.
Yeah, it's like the twig.
they look kind of mossy looking.
Like
Yeah.
twigs.
Yes.
Yeah, and I
but
have
they're
some garland
round.
like that.
Yeah, we make those.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I have some garland I bought from.
I like
y'all like
those.
that.
I think we've got some
Twigs,
crosses
a twig
like
work.
that as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
These
See,
are
I
called
like the
work
rounds.
frames.
Yeah, okay.
And so the work frames come in a twig work. They come in
Okay.
metallic, like this,
And you can spray paint them?
matte colors with a plastic spray paint. Like,
Okay.
like Fusion
Yeah.
or, you know, one that's made for.
Well, good.
If you can spray your plastic patio furniture,
That's right.
I wouldn't use an oil-based spray paint on it; it'd never dry.
Mm-mm.
So, okay, so I've done. So now,
Isn't that pretty?
now, to do the center, you can do what you like. You can cut something out and cover it with fabric. I do a technique where you basically just do tight puffs. And we'll use this because it's what Tina has, and we'll hope it looks pretty when I'm done.
I think it will with that blue.
I like this mesh.
Oh, that's pretty.
It was a